Greetings everybody, welcome to my bonus video of Majora's Mask, where I will show you a bunch of things that I was unable to put in my playthrough, and yeah, so let's get started. The Fierce Deity Mask, folks. Yeah, folks, we can use the Fierce Deity Mask in other areas besides the final boss. In fact, the only place you can use the Fierce Deity Mask are other boss rooms. So yeah, whenever we start a new cycle, if we have the Fierce Deity Mask, we can go to one of the 4 boss rooms and beat the boss using the power of Fierce Deity magic. So yeah. Anyway, pretty much here, how easy you beat the bosses depends on who you fight. I mean, take Alderwine here, for example. You just keep swiping and swiping sword beams at him, and you keep damaging him, and yeah, he goes down no problem, just like that. He's the easiest. Now, when you go up against Goat, however, he's the most difficult because, well, pretty much, as you know, his gimmick is to run around, and run around. And of course, if you fall behind, he will zap lightning bolts at you. And since I'm not going to be using Link's Goron form, I'm going to have to go after him like this. But then, of course, he'll shoot lightning bolts at me, and you're pretty much going to try and dodge him to him, or you're going to have to take damage because that's the only way he can move. And then when he comes around, that is when he can. That's your best chance to pretty much attack him. However, there is a risk of you getting gouged from the front by this guy, so yeah. And of course, this boss can also take a while because, again, he'll go around, so yeah. So eventually, you just strike him long enough and he'll die, no problem. So yeah, again, this is the hardest boss to use the Fierce Deity Mask on, so keep that in mind. So when you fight Georg, however, he's not that bad. You just gotta remember to keep Z targeting them, and also you got to make sure you stay in the center of the platform, because even while you're this invincible, well, not invincible, this all-powerful warrior, you need to keep in mind that he can still knock you into the water, and he can still try and chomp you. So yeah. See, folks, this is... See, the advantage of having the Fierce Deity Mask and being all these bosses in a short span of time is you can clear all the temples and make all 4 areas of Termina nice and pretty in less than a day, in fact. So you can... So yeah, that's pretty nice. Especially if you want to do many of the Bomber's Notebook things in one cycle, which is possible. But the only thing you cannot do is the save the bomb lady's bag, because if you do, it will ruin the Anju Cafe subplot. So yeah. Anyway, when you fight Twinmo with the Fierce Deity Mask here, you have to stay on the platform because Tao will walk onto them from a distance so you can shoot sword beams. Now, the thing to remember about the sword beams is, again, they consume magical energy. So, yeah. And, of course, this one's easy because they don't directly attack you, but they move fast, so you just gotta keep swiping. Now, I recommend bringing a bunch of green bottles, or if you want to wait until the first night so you can get Chateau Romani, so you can have unlimited magic. Yeah. But this boss will take a while, so yeah, eventually you'll be able to kill both of them, no problem. And of course, remember, there are pillars that have magic vials in this area if you happen to run out of magical energy and you do not have a green bottled potion with you. Yeah. So yeah, folks, that's the Fierce Deity Mask in a nutshell. Pretty much that's its only purpose, is to use in boss fights to kill them quickly and killing them with hardly any risk to yourself. I mean, Goat was pretty much a hard boss because of the whole running around thing. So yeah. Alright, now it's time for the Mask of Sense. This is the mask the Deku Butler gave you after you caught up to him in that little race. So anyway, when you put on the Mask of Sense, go to the Woods of Mystery, and you see here that Link is all slouched over as he sniffs out for weird smells, and the mask goes scrunch, 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 and all that kind of thing. So yeah. Now eventually you'll come to a spot where there is a purple mist coming from the ground. Now that purple mist is actually the scent that Link is looking for wearing the mask. So how do we get this scent? How do we get what's there? Well, here's what you do, folks. You want to go ahead and well, first of all, you don't want to bomb it because that's pretty stupid. Yeah. What you want to do here then is to get this weird purple thingy, smell thingy, get an empty bottle. I'm not joking. Get an empty bottle and swipe at the purple mist. And when you do so, it turns out that what you actually acquire is a magic mushroom. And then what you do with the magic mushroom is you go to Kotake's potion shop, and what you want to do here is talk to her, and when she asks if only I had something special, you just give her the magic mushroom, and what she'll do is she'll add it to her ingredients, and we'll eventually get blue potions out of it. So yeah, this is the way we can get blue potions out of it. And this is not the only location where to get the magic mushroom. Go to the inn and go to the Gorman Tropes room. You know, where the performers are. And then while we're there, put on the Mask of Sense. And we'll home in on one of these bunk beds right here that also has a purple scent. And notice that those are boxer shorts, folks. Those are Gorman's boxer shorts. And in there is a magic mushroom. So there's a magic mushroom in Gorman's shorts. That's gross. Ugh. Speaking of Gorman, well, we're going to use the circus leader's mask now. Now, its only purpose is to, well, you'll see. Well, as we see here when we put on the circus leader's mask, the Gorman brothers here pretty much go all sad face because this mask pretty much reminds them of their brother. And as you can, if you look closely, you can see that the Gorman mask is actually crying because, well, it's pretty much yeah. And of course, by putting on this mask, the Gormans are reminded of their brother who left the farm to become a entertainer. And of course, he wants to. And they also, and what it also does is makes the Gorman brothers regret their actions. And of course, they cannot stand for it, and they want us to take off the mask. So yeah. And if you notice, if you take the mask on and off like randomly, their faces change like a light switch. I mean, look at this. On, off. On, off, on. That's weird. We can also use the, now here, we can also put on the Gorman's mask during that whole Krima escort mission where we have to escort Krima and protect her delivery from the, from the Gorman brothers wearing Garo masks. And here's what happens. Like, you gotta make sure to put on the Gorman mask first, though. Here come the Gorman brothers, and while you're wearing the mask, they will not come towards you. Because, as you saw earlier, wearing the Gorman's mask or the circus leader's mask makes them all sad and regretful. So they'll keep their distance, they will not attack the thing, and we will make it through here without even having to fire a shot. Hooray. And of course, when we make it to a town, since we already have Romani's mask, Krima will just pretty much do this to you. She'll give you a nice big old hug, and right over there, and I feel all warm and fuzzy. And Link gets all the chicks, seriously. I mean, this Link gets, wow. I mean, first Malon, Princess Ruddo. I don't know if Zelda or anything has it, but still, yeah. Alright, time for the Gyros mask. Now, the Gyros mask, besides letting us up into Icona Valley, can serve another purpose. Basically, what you want to do here is run around the Icona Valley until Tattle brings up that there are things that thirst for blood that are pretty much stalking you. And at that point, you want to put on the Gyros mask, and a Gyro Ninja will appear. Now, it will first think you're its master, but then it will realize you're not, and what it will do is it will attack you. It will surround both of you with fire and try to attack you, but this thing is taken down so easily. And of course, by defeating it, you will get some information, and it will destroy its own body because they will not leave their own bodies behind. So yeah, you can wear the Gyros mask around the area and more ninja will appear. Now these guys, like I said, these guys are easy, and if you have the mirror shield, when they try to reflect onto it, their swords will break off, and that's when you can attack them. Now, if you remember the Gyro Master from the Stone Tower Temple and onward, they will pretty much, their swords will not break because they're on fire. So yeah, you can also find Gyro masked ninjas around the Icona Castle courtyard area. So yeah. Of course, for some reason, they dispense the exact same information, like the key to being Stone Towers in the castle or some weird thing like that. So yeah, folks, that's the Gyros mask in a nutshell. That's pretty much all it can do. And now the Mask of Truth. As you saw in my earlier videos, I picked up a dog wearing the Mask of Truth, and I can read its thoughts. And this dog right here, I can pick it up, and it pretty much will say that it hates that Deku scrub, and that's why he attacked me as a Deku scrub. And here on Romani's Ranch, I can pick up the dog here, and it'll complain about how Romani can't practice well. So yeah. And just like in Ocarina of Time, we can wear the Mask of Truth at a Gossip Stone, and it will tell us secrets. And like here, this Gossip Stone will tell us about Keaton and the circle of bushes that move around. And this one right here, this one here will reveal that Cafe, wherever he is hiding, is waiting for a response from Anju. So yeah. Time for some random things, folks. Here in the inn, when the postman delivers the letter to Anju, we get this nice little conversation between the postman and Anju saying that it's the letter's from Cafe, and she wants to know where it's from. And of course he says from the post box. And yeah. I like how he goes, yeah! Yeah! That's funny. People have weird sounds in this game. Well, anyway, folks, in Termina Field, go towards the entrance to the Southern Swamp, like before you get to the Southern Swamp area, and put on the blast mask at this little wooden arch area, and then blast it open here with a bomb or a blast mask, and this hole reveals a location where we can find a couple of cows. Cows are in the weirdest locations. Of course, Ocarina of Time also had cows in weird locations too. Anyway, just like in Ocarina of Time, we play Epona's song for the cows, and then it will make them produce a whole lot of milk, and we can get some for free. And of course, it's regular milk, not Chateau Romani, folks. Remember that. And we can also cut the bushes down for some arrows or bombs or rupees. Now, in the field near the actual observatory, there's this guy here for some reason on a tree, and what he's trying to do is he's trying to reach for rupees and whatnot. And we'll see this guy in just a second because he's actually a part-time employee at the trading post. Now, speaking of the trading post, if we put on Cafe's mask in front of the guy right here, he'll first think it's actually Cafe, but then he'll quickly dismiss it. And that's a clue saying that this guy might be the Curiosity Shop guy. And as you can see here, on the third day, the guy from the tree is now running the shop of the trading post because the Curiosity Shop owner is currently at a Cafe's hideout. So keep that in mind. Alright, here I'm going to show you how I'm going to play the Elegy of Emptiness as Deku Link because, well, you guys are curious to see what he looks like in statue form, so yeah. And of course, like I said throughout my playthrough, standing on a Switch as Deku Link will do nothing. So it goes to show you that his statue form will also do nothing. And see, that's pretty much the empty shell that I've created. And if going by Darmani and Yaku, this here is the form, and we assume that's the Deku Butler's son, so yeah. Anyway, folks, if we go here during day 2, we can see that Gorman is sleeping in, and he's fantasizing about Anju. And here's an important fact. If we did the whole... Oh, before we get to that, folks, speaking of Anju, we're going to go follow Anju to the laundry pool because I want to show you what happens when we are not doing the Anju Cafe side quest. On day 2, Anju's mother will be standing here keeping watch of the inn, and Anju will head down towards the laundry pool, which is, all things considered, is the hiding place of Cafe. So when Anju pretty much gets down to the bench area and sits down, we can talk to her. And of course, she produces Cafe's mask, and of course, she's afraid to talk to him because she wants to know why he disappeared on her, and yeah. So we want to do Anju and Cafe's quest because that's important. We gotta reunite the couple. Anyway, if you speak to Gorman during the night, like on the first night, and do that whole sound test with the Zora manager playing all 4 forms, playing the Ballad of the Windfish. If you do this on night 1, on night 2, he will not be at the milk bar. He will instead be playing cards with the Juggling Brothers, and yeah, and he'll also tell us that he and his troop are leaving tomorrow. So yeah, I thought that would be interesting. And of course, if you see here on the first night, you see that there's this guy up there, and he's practically staring at the moon. Now it's coming, and then we can talk to all these construction workers, and like, see, this game's all about the dialogue, folks. I mean, different reactions can get different dialogues. So see here, I'm just randomly talking to a whole bunch of construction workers. Get a whole bunch of their reaction to things, like this guy reacting to the poster. This guy talking to his apprentice who is staring at the moon. Sorry if I'm boring you folks, because again, this is a bonus video, and yeah, I'm showing you all a bunch of extra goodies. Anyway, folks, what we're going to do right now is go out to the field and help the bomb bag lady again, because there's an interesting side effect if you use a certain weapon. So come here around midnight, wait for Sakon to make his move. Seen it. La 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 la. Here we go. Alright, folks. Take out the bow and arrow and see if we can shoot the bags off him, and... Oh my god! Oh my god, we actually killed him! Yes, folks, we can actually kill Sakon the Thief by shooting a bow and arrow at him, and because he'll have a violent reaction to the bombs, he'll explode and leave no body. So yeah, can't believe the programmers actually put that thing in there. I mean, seriously. Oh, and this scene right here shows us that Anju's mother's telling us to take shelter and they're leaving soon. And the Anju's family actually comes here to Romani's ranch to take shelter because they think they'll be safe from the moon, and of course no place is safe. Now here we will find Anju, her mother, and her grandmother here. And of course, if we talk to the grandmother here, she'll still think that we are Tortoise, and she will not read us a story because the moon's about to fall and it'll be game over. And of course, the mother's here saying that she's been harsh on Anju, but saying it's for her own good. And there's Anju all heartbroken because, well, Cafe never showed up, and, wow. Folks, do the Anju Cafe side quest to prevent this incident from happening. Depressing, isn't it? Now, because the family is all here, that means Stockpot Inn is vacant. So, on the final night, you can go to Stockpot Inn's employee room, and what you want to do is get the treasure chest right here, and inside it is 100 rupees. So, more easy money for us. And here, go to the mayor's office, and then you'll see that while Madame Aroma is at the milk bar on the final night, you'll see that the mayor is still here, pondering the decision he made, and then his decision was to go ahead and make the carnival happen. So, yeah. And there is Mutao right there, the construction worker, saying he doesn't care if the moon's dropping. He's staying put. Wow, that's pretty brave of you, dude. And on the final night, like, what you want to do here, like on the final day, you can use the hook shot to hook up to this chest to get some money, and then from here, hook shot to this chest on the top of this tower to get some more money. So yeah, plenty of opportunities to get money around here. And that is 50 rupees. Great. Anyway, folks, this is what happens when you stop the moon after you have beaten the game or start a new cycle. Pretty much what happens is that since we've been through this before, Tattle will pretty much iterate that if not the Skull Kid's fault, the mask made him do it, blah 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 blah. Pretty much a condensed version of this scene. Also, if you start a new cycle while in the moon and you've beaten the game, you will get all of your 20 ordinary masks back. So yeah. So I guess because if you want to do the whole Moon Dungeons thing all over again, the developers want to make sure that you have all your masks so you can give to the Moon Children, so you won't be at a disadvantage. So yeah. Alright, so folks, this is Majora's Mask. It's a fun game. I recommend you play it because, well, it's fun. Go buy it on the Wii or pull out your old Nintendo 64 to play it. And yeah, this is all I'm going to show you. So, well, folks, I want you to discover things for yourself. I want you to have fun, discover what secrets you can do, put on different masks to get different reactions from people, and so yeah, this is Majora's Mask. I am done with this game. I hope you enjoyed it, and comment, subscribe, or something, and yeah, see you at my next playthrough.